Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
It's The Session with Mel G.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
Classic. I think that we should start with the session. But before we begin, let me ask you a few questions. Have you...
Hey everybody, welcome to Classes in Session, episode 12. I'm your host Mel G, and as you can see from the looks of my t-shirt, everything I got here today, I'm so excited to be here. My favorite Nas just dropped his latest album, King's Disease 3 with HitBoy, and boy oh boy, I'm so excited. That means he just completed the trilogy of King's Disease, and of course we did get Magic on Christmas Eve of last year, so that's 4 projects in 2 years from HitBoy and Nas, and man, I can't forget, Magic was just so special because even though it's not a King's Disease album, he did put that out for the fans, basically saying KD3 on the way, this is just to feed the buzz, if you can remember. He said that on the track Ugly from the Magic project, and here we are. King's Disease 3, I can't believe it, man. I'm just so happy for Nas. He's been so productive in the past 2 years, like, you know, we just got this out of nowhere, and it's been the gift that keeps on giving, man. We've gotten 4 projects from him in 2 years, and they just keep getting better and better and better, man. HitBoy 2, I just want to recognize how legendary the run he's on, not only with Nas, but with so many other artists. He is just so productive and getting in the studio with them and knocking projects out. And HitBoy is just legendary because there's songs that he's made in the past that you might not even know are his, and you hear them and you're like, holy shit. Now he's putting all this classic material all these years later in the 2020s, and it's just incredible to see. This man has legendary beats, they sound amazing, everything's different, everything's soulful, everything is timeless. I'm just so happy for HitBoy as well, getting that recognition. And just again, Nas has woke up in these last 2 years, and I feel like he woke up the fans too. Like, people that weren't paying attention or always had some criticism of him, he definitely woke him up in the past 2 years, and we have been truly blessed to see him on this run. He does mention it on this album that we have to appreciate that he's been dropping consistently. So I'm just very proud. He's happy, he's free, he's touring, he's killing it all around. I mean, with the music, he got Mass Appeal going, Hip Hop 50th is coming up, his documentaries, all his business ventures. I mean, Nas is doing it, and he deserves all the flowers that he's been getting. So let's go through the track list really quick. The first thing I want to mention, of course, no features. We get all Nas on this album. He was like, yo, this is all my HitBoy. I want to get these bars off. Let's fucking go and lock in. So salute to Nas for doing that. I'm super excited. I really hope he gets Grammy nominated for this project. And if he gets that win, boy, that'll be so beautiful just to get that on his own, man. Just him and HitBoy. So basically, track 1 is Ghetto Reporter. I just love the title by itself because that's exactly what Nas has been his whole career. He continues to be. I love that the album opens with the song, and the first thing you hear is close your eyes, listen, listen, followed by a Richard Pryor snippet. It's just soulful Nas. What a great start to the project. I love when he says, the audacity, masterfully crafted these classics so naturally, had to be nasty, back at it. They argue KD1, KD2, or Magic, what's harder, when KD3 go harder than all of them. Like, yo, I am just so happy for this man. Like, I could do a lyric breakdown for each track. As you can see, I just broke down some lyrics, but the way that he wrote and penciled that, like, Jesus, man, he's really the greatest, and I just love what he's saying on the outro of the song as well. This is a great track to kick off the album. So then we go into track 2, which is legit. This is the track with the 5 heartbeat sample and the beat switch. My lord, HitBoy! He went absolutely crazy, and fucking Nas too, flowing on that ridiculously perfect. He does mention on this track, to be the greatest is lonely, but it chose me, I take it. So I just love that, and love HitBoy for doing that crazy beat switch. We go into Thun, and in Thun we get these amazing bars by Nas. No beef or rivals, they playing ether on title. Brothers can do anything when they decide to. And a Range Rover dissecting bars from Takeover. Sometimes I text Hova like, this ain't over, and he's laughing. Oh man, Thun was such a good song, and you get these bars from him. You see the growth between him and Hov and how there's really no tension between them anymore. They're playing ether on title, like how things have evolved, right? Like, so fucking amazing. We go into Michael and Quincy, and let me tell you, this is fucking insane. Every beat that HitBoy put on this track are absolutely insane. Like, I just don't understand. And then verse 2 where Nas raps about all the iconic moments in Michael Jackson's life, like, Man, they just compliment each other like Michael and Quincy do. And I remember Nas saying that Hit-Boy was his Quincy once upon a time in an interview with Ebro when they first started dropping the albums. And just to see them making this track and just going fucking crazy, and how Nas like just put out those Michael moments in there. It was just too good, man. The track 30, I love how Hit-Boy and Nas did a little continuation of 27 Summers with the track 30. In this track, what stood out to me the most, definitely, was when Nas calls out Pete Rock in the verse and says, "Premiere album still might happen. I wonder why Pete Rock would act like that. That type of behavior make me want to give rap right back." And I was pretty shocked myself, I'm not gonna lie. So if Nas is saying this about Pete, you already know, man. There's definitely some weirdness in the air right there, but I really do hope we get that premiere album one day. That'll be classic. Hood2Hood is the next song, and we are covering that song today, so we're gonna get to that in a second. Next track is Recession Proof. You get Storytelling Nas. Next we get Reminisce, and this song and 30 were definitely the runner-ups for me for my lyric breakdown today, because this song was so good. Like, the smoothness of it, it samples Mary J. Blige, of course it's amazing, you know. On this song, Nas just really spazzed and went the fuck off over some smooth-ass production from Hit-Boy. And then at the very, very end, Hit-Boy switches it to a drill beat, and Nas does his spin on it, you know what I mean? After being criticized on KD2 for doing that song with Fivio Foreign. So I just appreciate him trying to stay with the times and doing it his own way. You know, I could do a whole episode on this track for real, but I'm gonna move on, but just promise me that you'll go hear that track after I finish this episode. So then we get the serious interlude, some more smoothness. This beat is heavenly. From reading the lyrics on Genius, the vocals that we hear throughout the song are actually Mario, so I guess that would be like the one feature on the whole album. He says, "Ladies love cool Nas with the tight fade." Like, yes we do, Nas, yes we do. He just talks about how cool he is literally and how he never had to be a try-hard. It just flows with him, that coolness, that smoothness. And we get more storytelling from Nas. I'm on fire. Oh man, this is low-key one of my favorite songs on the whole album. He talks about the flames in the Hate Me Now video. Just that whole first verse, he just like stitches it in such a way, man. This is definitely one of my favorites, and he is definitely still on fire, especially in these last 2 years. I love it. What the fuck, Shake My Head. I love the second part of this track when Nas just goes off once again. This is one of those long tracks, but it's a dope one. Once a Man, Twice a Child is more smoothness from Hit-Boy, just a vibing ass beat. And I love this song because I love how Nas approaches these type of topics now that he's in older age. You know, this is like a topic from an older guy's perspective, and I just appreciate it because we get some real ass life tracks like this one. And I see Hit-Boy's son got a producer credit on this one, so that's really sweet of him. Then we get a song like Get Light, which I love because it's like the fun track. This is so dope to me because it starts with like a party chant, and he's also saying, "I know some of the most intelligent women in the world is listening right now, hey," and the realest brothers. And then Hit-Boy and Nas go into this saxophone ass beat, just smooth jazz shit. I absolutely love it. It's like da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's just like that classic hip hop feel, you know what I mean? Smooth, fancy, just incredible music. And I love that fun feel that I get with this track. It's giving like New York in the summertime / driving it through the city at night, you know, dressed up all nice and fancy. Like, that's what it's giving. First Time is like another continuation track, I feel, to Moments. Because in Moments he says like the first time bugging from something that Nas said. And then he sort of raps about that in both of these verses on this track, and also shouts out some of his peers and his personal favorite artists. Up next we got the track Beef, and this is a dope track because he personifies beef between people and raps from that perspective, you know, like how he did on I Gave You Power. So again, he's just showing his skills here. Don't Shoot, this is like his I have a message for the youth, for the youngins, hear me out track, like don't shoot gangsta, don't shoot. The bonus track, Till My Last Breath, this song actually samples the song Narco, which a baseball player on the Mets uses to walk out. Of course, everybody knows that Nas loves the Mets, that's his hometown baseball team, and I just feel like he was flexing on that track, and it's just dope to see him repping his hometown. I'm sure that made him absolutely happy. So let's get into this track. This is going to be Hood2Hood, and just to start off the beat, like, since I first heard the album, that's what attracted to me. I was just like, yo, this is like 80s vibing, like I'm doing my two-step, Hood2Hood, baby. It's just fun, old school, like Hit-Boy did his thing and Nas skated through the whole track. So let's kick it off. Verse 1 starts, Super Bowl champ, celebrate like me. With Escobar cigars, let me say my piece. I like how he started the verse, just a different way to say things, and repping his Escobar cigars, let him say his piece. And they ain't teach saving money to young warriors. I want to see them all in position. Best to have it on you, hope you don't go down for possession. I like how he talks about saving the youth here and how they don't teach us the important stuff growing up, such as saving money, young warriors. I want to see them all in position. How did I become number one? I'm one of one, flying down the 101, right under the Cali sun. Junior Mafia out the sub, shorty calling me son. Nas has definitely placed his arguments for being number one. You could debate your mother, and also he is most certainly one of one. I love how he describes the scene of him driving down the 101, blasting Junior Mafia, repping for his people, and a shorty calling him son. Like, that's just classic Nas shit. If one click make $1 million today, it's probably us. Probably because my Midas touch for viral stuff. I just love that this man makes so much money and it's on the low. Like, he's just like stacking up, man, and his team is so strong. And I love how he's flexing having the Midas touch because anything he does is a success. Rappers want to shoot up the studio, they're tired of us. HitBoy recently tweeted out these lyrics, you know, after the album dropped and promotion and stuff, followed by a story that Jay Electronica called him randomly while him and Nas were working on the track. So he puts Jay Electronica on speaker and he goes, "If y'all end up working on more music, I'm coming to shoot the studio." And I think that's funny as shit, yo. I love how Nas took something that was really happening and put it in a bar. And, you know, I'm sure many people feel this way with the success that HitBoy and him have had in the past 2 years with King Disease 1, 2, and Magic, and now Part 3. When I drop, they hear me on every block, Hood2Hood. And Nas is such a legend that everybody really does tap in when he drops, and it's amazing. So then in the chorus, he's just like, you know, two-stepping and mentioning different Hood2Hoods across the country, and it's just beautiful, man. A celebration, really. Verse 2 kicks off. If we all made, because then why is we beefing when the Jewish brothers be chilling Shabbat Friday evening, even in jail? Here the Latins got each other's back. Not us, we jump each other for the phone if it comes to black. I love the shit that Nas is saying here, like calling out his people for not having each other's backs. Like, if we all make, then why are we beefing? I feel like that's so true. Like, everybody can be successful. We don't need to hate on each other. Like, there's no reason to kill each other, as, you know, things have been happening lately. Like, that's some hateful ass shit. Jewish people definitely have their Shabbat every Friday, and Latinos in jail may have each other's back, but sometimes, you know, in the real world, I feel like we don't. So I appreciated his effort here, like, obviously to paint the picture, but I think that the Latinos can have each other's backs a little bit more. And I just appreciated him talking about this real shit, you know, and especially in the last line, when people are like jumping each other over iPhones or whatever other bullshit. It's just not necessary, man. Peace and love and respect to everybody. It's the way we should be. Don't worry about nobody else trying to energy match. Sense any cap, and that's when I really attack. Nas knows you shouldn't try to match people's energy, and I love how he says, any cap, that's when I really attack. Like, he won't stand around for the bullshit that people are saying. I'm OJ with the memorabilia, had to steal it back like the Nas flow we've been hearing on your track. Stop that, my guy, you were not that, my guy. That feeling to be a king can't top that, my guy. The OJ comparison is fucking hilarious, and I just love the flow he jumps into here to describe rappers trying to be like him and steal his flow. Hence being OJ and stealing it back, and he's telling them that you can't be like me. This is a king status I'm on. I put out dangerous art, I'm convinced it's a mixture of Paisley Park Prince with Supreme Team Prince. Man, not just saying this, it's just like, he puts out dangerous art. I feel like arguably he's done that his whole career. And then comparing himself to Prince, like the Prince, you know what I mean? The legendary Prince, and of course the well-known gang member from Queens. So I feel like he hit the description right on the head with this one. A way to represent himself fully. And what a way to close the verse. It really hit different. Like, that part hit so different when I heard it. So the chorus plays once again, and both the chorus and the outro, he continues to shout out different hoods. Miami-Dade County got a shout out towards the end. That's what's up. So again, Hood2Hood, this song, like, it's like towards the middle of the album, but it's just like that, the two-step, that good vibe, that good feel, and everything he's saying on the track has so much value. I love to hear this from him. I'm so happy to finally have done an episode of Classes in Session lyric breakdown on my favorite Nas. King Disease 3 is out now, and I'm just so proud of all he's accomplished in his 30-year career, man, and especially in these past 2 years. HitBoy Nas really went 4 for 4 Wendy style with these projects, like, for real. Like, it just got better with each experience. Like, I am so proud of him for putting out such classic material, real music that'll last, and they both definitely woke up their fans and everybody else who wasn't paying attention. Like, if they weren't hip to the greatness already, like, they sure are now. So honestly, I'm not gonna put any more pressure on Nas for dropping any more music, because as a fan, I'm super satisfied. These past 2 years have been an incredible experience to see him put out these projects with HitBoy, and each time it got better, man. Like, in this album, he says that he didn't have to wait years and years for him to be recognized as one of the greatest. He got that from day one, and Nas has just been an amazing lyricist and hip-hop representative literally from day one. So I'm happy to see him continue to get his flowers all these years later, man, and I'm just super excited to see what else he has up his sleeve. I know the hip-hop 50th celebration will be absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see what he cooks up. So this is it for Classes in Session episode 12. I've been your host Mel G. I'm super happy that we now have King's Disease 3. It's out now. Today we cover Hood2Hood on today's episode. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to TheSessionTV for more content from me. And I've been your host Mel G. One love everybody. Thanks for watching. King's Disease.
To bail you out when arrested. How did I become number one? I'm 101, flying down a 101, right under the Cali sun. Junior Mafia, out the sub, shorty calling me son. If one click make a million today, it'd probably be us. Probably because my mic is touched for viral stuff. Rappers wanna shoot up the studio, they tired of us.